We're going to get started. I'm going to talk a little bit about the fire that happened last night, and then talk a little bit about some of the other pool issues that we have. We have some vandalism across the whole city, so I'll talk a little bit about that. Councilmember Blueball's here. This is his district, and Councilmember Blueball wants to say a few words, so I'll pass it on to him, and then we'll answer any questions that you guys might have. Okay? So. All right. Yeah, this guy's a little. There we go. All right. Well, good morning. My name is Troy Houtman. I'm the Director of Parks and Recreation for the City of Wichita. And we're here at Ailey Park on a very unfortunate situation. Last night, about 12:45, we had a fire. It was definitely caused on purpose, and the fire was actually put out by about 1:30. We had some quick response from the fire department. However, there was some serious damage, and we're lucky that nothing happened to the building. But we do have some, and it was intentionally set underneath these sunshades, and we had some sunshades, 6 of them that were taken out, that were burned out, as well as about 30 chairs that were burned. So obviously they used some kind of accelerant to start the fire, and that fire burned the chairs, and then the flames from the chairs burned the sunshades, which caused a really large flame up in the sky. I actually have some pictures of that happened last night. Unfortunately, the fire department was here on the scene. They came out, put the fire out rather quickly. By 1:30, it was all extinguished. This morning we came in to assess the damage, and fortunately, like I mentioned, nothing happened to the building. But probably an estimated amount is about $40,000 to $45,000 worth of damage to replace the items that were lost. So we are extremely frustrated about the continued vandalism that's happening, not just at this location, but at all the park locations. We've been getting a lot of tagging, a lot of graffiti. We've had some copper stolen at some of the other splash pads, and we've had some other minor damage in some of the other pools as well. So we're dealing with that. Summer's just kicking off, and we're excited about summer, but we know that we're a target, and we're just trying to address these targets. So any questions about this particular situation from last night?
You guys just going to replace what you had here then?
Yep, it's going to be replaced. It'll probably take several months to get it ordered in and get it replaced. So in the meantime, we'll go without the shades.
Did they like set the chairs up then and just burn it? Like I wouldn't imagine there's 30 right here, but I don't know the layout. Did they like stack them all right there?
In the evening, they're stacked, and I think they pulled them over there and just started them all on fire.
Do you have any surveillance?
We do not.
Like any changes you plan to make then? I mean, this keeps being a thing. What do you do any differently?
Well, we're asking the police for further surveillance from them, and we're going to be adding a security camera at this location.
They just hopped the fence, I'm guessing.
Actually, they went through the gate. They actually cut the gate and with a grinder.
Do you have any do you have any idea if it's like teens, a bunch of adults? Do you have any idea how many people? Was any description given to you guys?
We do not. We'll have to work with the police department as they start their investigation. I also have Councilmember Blueball here. He wants to share a few words.
Thank you, guys. You know, it's very disheartening here 2 days after operation, and we're already closed today because we've had this vandalism done. 2 years ago, we did the grand reopening of Ailey Park. We spent $1.8 million to renovate the park to ensure that we had quality recreation in South Wichita. And last year, unfortunately, we endured over $160,000 worth of vandalism. We've noticed an uptick in tagging and a lot of bad activity over here in the park, and we need the neighborhood to help us out here. If you see something, say something. Call 911. Call Crime Stoppers. These folks aren't just hopping the fence. They're using portable grinders. They're grinding through the gates. They're grinding through the padlocks. They're coming in here, burning patio chairs. I'm sure there was some kind of accelerant used. You can't just light a patio chair on fire, and it's nothing more than just pure destruction to our neighborhoods and our quality of life. And we need to ensure that we work together as friends and neighbors, and call 911. Call Crime Stoppers, and make sure that we're addressing this issue. We just can't continue this on and on. We have such a limited time for this pool to be open during the summer, and now here on day 3 we're already closed for a day or two to be able to get it back up and running again. So please help work together with us and ensure we can stop this foolish vandalism. There's no sense in it.
You know how long you're going to be closed for?
Sounds like just a day or two, maybe, Troy?
Don't know for sure. Day or two. Don't know exactly then.
2 days.
You said you did $1.8 million in the whole park, or
just in this park. We did $20 million total with all of our parks and with all of our pools, and we're starting to see this in other locations as well.
That was 2 years ago?
2 years ago, whenever we initially started, this was just for the phase 1 was $1.8 million here.
Was this a uniquely bad incident, or is a lot of the vandalism sort of?
I mean, we've had some pretty rough things at other pools as well. Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah. So we've had vandalism at all the pools, but this particular pool received a lot of vandalism last year. They kept breaking into the pool house last year, and that's why we got all these new gates gated across the windows. It just seems like every time we try to fix it, they find another way to add more vandalism, more destruction, and just causes us to have more repairs. As Councilmember Bluebaugh mentioned, it's really disheartening for the staff as well. We put a lot of work in trying to have great things for the city, great amenities, have some opportunities to have fun all summer long and throughout the whole year. And it really gets frustrating when it gets ruined by just a few folks that come out and cause this type of damage. So, and just to reiterate, Councilmember Bluebaugh, if anybody out there knows anything about the situation, please call Crime Stoppers. We definitely want to catch some of these kids or adults, whoever they might be. We definitely want to stop this from happening again.
What was the $160,000 in vandalism? You saying to all the pools, or was
So,
just this one?
Yeah, so last year, as I mentioned, we had a lot of vandalism at this location. They continually kept breaking into the building. And you had earlier asked, what are we doing differently? Well, we keep hardening the building more and more and more. And they keep finding ways to get into the building, or now getting into the pool area and just causing damage for no particular reason whatsoever.
So last year, they had $160,000 damage. And
Yes.
now you have 40, 45.
That's correct.
What were they doing last year?
Breaking into the pool house,
Like doing what?
tearing out the walls, tearing out all the equipment, spray painting, graffiti throughout the interior. We did a lot of reporting on it last year. It was definitely in the news last year.
You think it's like the same group doing it?
I don't know.
And what did you say you added then? The fences? Is that, or what was it that was added?
No, the fences have been here.
What was added to, like you said?
We put grates over all the windows. We put on extra locks on all the doors. We've ordered a surveillance system that will be coming in later on.
And you said they used a grinder like through the lock, or just through like a part of the gate, or what was it?
Through a lock.
This time, through a lock.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like you could just hop the fence pretty easy. Why even, well,
Yeah.
why add grinding the lock?
So we also had some issues with some of the other pools, mechanical-wise as well. Yesterday we had several of the splash pads that were closed. We were able to get them back up. There were some mechanical issues that we were dealing with, and so we've addressed those. We also have another pool that had, another splash pad over at Riverside, where the tiles on the floor were pulled up and obviously we want to make sure that we have a safe facility. So we always are double checking and triple checking everything, making sure that the facilities are safe. And if they're closed, there's a particular reason, we want to make sure that they're operating safely.
How long do you expect this facility to be closed?
For 2 days.
Have you had any other vandalism this year? I forgot you said that at the pools.
Yes, we've had several.
What are the other ones that have?
So over at Riverside, as I mentioned, they've been dismantling the stones that are around the splash pad where the kids actually walk. And so the kids been, or somebody's been pulling those stones right out. Over at Linwood, we had copper that was stolen. So that's something that we need to go back and have replaced. So these are all things that eat into our budget. These are dollars that could be spent somewhere else doing something else better, other than having to replace things. Any other questions? I appreciate you guys coming out.
Thanks a lot, guys. It means a lot helping get the
Yep.
word out, because we've got to stop this. We've got to get people to call 911 and making sure that everybody that lives around these pools is kind of watching it. So I appreciate you guys advocating for us.